This episode won't feature destroyed vehicles. Instead, the pilots of the Magyar Birds are hunting down Russian occupiers who came to seize Ukrainian land. Many of the scenes are extremely graphic and subject to YouTube censorship, so this version contains blurred footage. You can watch the unedited version on Telegram. The link is in the description. Here is the bridge where two Russian occupiers are hiding. Ukrainian drone pilots have nicknamed it the Crab Trap. That's because Russians often think they can hide here, but instead they walk straight into a trap. The drone pilot doesn't rush. He gives the Russian soldiers a chance to notice the drone's shadow before finishing the job. To confirm the successful completion of the mission, another kamikaze drone arrives for reconnaissance and verifies the success. It's already getting dark. Same place, same crab trap, but now a different Russian target is hiding under the bridge with a rifle. Deceptive white smoke slowly starts to rise from under the bridge. Another kamikaze drone was sent for reconnaissance and once again confirmed the successful execution. The main problem with Russian soldiers is that they naively believe the worst-case scenario can happen to anyone, just not to them. When they go to war and sign a contract with the Russian army, they think only about personal gain. But when they come face-to-face with a kamikaze drone, it's already too late to realize that no amount of money is worth their life, and there's no turning back. Ukrainian drone pilots ruthlessly deport the Russians. Their one-way ticket has been used. The next story is called "Came from the Swamp and Ended in the Swamp." Two Russian soldiers were crossing a marshy area, all the while being watched by a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone. Then the kamikaze drones arrived. The Russians tried to shoot the drone down with a rifle, but as often happens, their attempts ended in failure. The last photo and complete darkness. Meanwhile, another Russian, seeing this scene, decided to make a quick run for it before another drone came for him. He didn't get to run for long. The kamikaze drone was already closing in, and the sound of a buzzing swarm, the kind that sends fear deep into the bones, was all too familiar to the Russian. The Russian occupier's last chance was to shoot down the drone, but disappointment awaited him. After the encounter with the drone, the Russian managed to run a bit more under the rush of adrenaline. Meanwhile, his comrade was busy taking swamp baths. The next drone was already approaching the target to finish the job that had been started. Meanwhile, the reconnaissance drone pilots spotted another Russian, who most likely laid down for a post-lunch rest under the trees. The Kamikaze drone pilots had to give him a little wake-up call. The pilot carefully maneuvers between the branches. The Russian hears the buzzing sound and realizes that rest will have to wait. It's time to run. Meanwhile, another pilot spots two more illegal Russian travelers. One was pushing a cart with his belongings, while the other tried to flee after spotting the drone, but there's no escape from instant deportation. Here's how the deportation went for the first illegal. His boot flew off in the process. The other Russian managed to reach the trenches. He hoped he'd be safe there, but on Ukrainian soil, there is no such thing as a safe place for Russians. Here, the reconnaissance drone is checking if the task is complete. Mission accomplished. Here, in the tree line, not far from the crab trap, a Russian, upon spotting the drone, suddenly felt like an Olympic sprinter. He took off running, but didn't get far. In a last-ditch effort, he tried to shoot the drone down, but failed. In the same tree line, his coach was also found, but he chose not to challenge fate. He just sat and waited. And here are the Russians trying to flee from the kamikaze drone operator, attempting to hide, outsmart, or escape. They end their journey exhausted. It's also common to see Russians freeze at the sound of a drone, silently waiting for it all to end. Here are two Russians who encountered a drone in the middle of an open field. Their chances were extremely low. Here's another Russian occupier who was lying down to rest and ended up in this episode as a Russian nightmare. This video serves as a reminder to Russian soldiers and to ordinary civilians thinking about joining the Russian army to fight in Ukraine, that here they will find nothing but pain, tears, and horror. That's all for today, friends. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest events. This report was prepared by Hustler. See you soon.